Hi again, guys and gals. The Kingsville Migration Festival car show at Jack Miner's Bird Sanctuary. The geese are heading south for the winter, and our car shows are pretty well gone south for the winter, too. But the weather was perfect for this car show. Here comes Mark in his 1955 Chevy Handyman wagon. He didn't know it when he arrived, but this beautiful classic would win the People's Choice Award at the show. Let's have a closer look at this beautiful wagon. Now a slow walk as we have a look at some of the fine cars on hand at this show. Here's Jerry's 1953 Chevy panel truck. He says there isn't a part on this truck that isn't new. Nice job, Jerry. There's Keith's 1959 F100 pickup. He bought it because he was born in '59. Brian's 1946 Ford. Marcel's 66 Dodge Hardtop. It's running a big block 440 under the hood. Just what you might expect, guys hanging out talking cars and whatever comes to mind. Hi to you two guys. Everybody's smiling and having a great time. Let's move on to Bob's 1937 Ford and Chuck's 77 GMC. More folks hanging out. Here's Jack's beautifully customized 1951 Merc. He's done a great job with this. Kelly was here with his Indy pace car replica. It's a 1980 Trans Am. He'll be doing a little work on it this winter. Kent's Hot Rod. He's owned this rod for about 3 years. That's a 350 engine. There's a good-looking Barracuda, and it's up for sale. Now, Dave's 67 VW Bug that he completely tore apart and rebuilt. Parts of the chrome in this engine are from a cut-up kitchen table set, and the bumperettes are from the kitchen set chair legs. Now, that's using imagination. It all looks good. Enough of me talking for a while. Here are more cars at the show. Hi everyone, glad you're here. Coming up, there's a couple of good old boys you should meet. That's a 34 Ford pickup owned by Chuck. And there's Don. Good guys. Don has owned this 38 Ford for over 60 years. There's Bob's 56 Crown Vic. He's owned the car for, well, almost ever. Now, Nick's Corvette. He's owned it for 10 years and is the third owner. It's a smooth rider. He looked at 10 other Vets before buying this car. Next door is Jed's 1968 Javelin. It's running a 343 engine. He's owned this car for 2 years and has a blast with it. I asked why he bought it.
I had a spell. I just loved it and I bought it. I had to have it.
Jed's been a car guy all his life. Now, Dan's 49 Dodge Wayfarer. I'll have an interview with Dan coming up about this car later in the season. There is Alan's 63 Chevy Sidestep pickup. Alan just finished work on it this year.
Actually, it was in pretty decent shape when I got it. I just had to brought it in and it snowballed, let's put it that way. It went a little bit farther than I was expecting.
As with all classics, there's a story that goes with it.
You know what? I've been a car guy and I like pickup trucks, and it was a gift from my mom. She passed away, so I got some monies from that, and I built the truck with that and painted the color she likes, yellow. You know, it's just something that I've always enjoyed, and I know she would be very proud of me having this. And she's with me every day when I drive it. I drive it every single day too. It's a daily driver.
This pickup is running a 350 engine and a 3-speed automatic turbo transmission. Thanks, Alan. Here is Bill's Mustang that he's owned for 10 years. It's running a 3.6-liter V6 engine and an automatic transmission. Bill's the second owner of this car. He says it's a fun car to drive.
Lots of power and good fuel mileage. Just a nice car to cruise with on the weekend.
Here's Norm Mustang. He says he's going to fancy it up even more over the winter. Now, Russ's 61 Starliner, 292 Y-block engine and automatic transmission. He says it doesn't have a lot of options, but it's a car he had to own.
It's the same year as I am, and my uncles had a Starliner as a race car back in the day, a checker flag, and I love the lines on it, and that's why I always wanted one, and I found one.
Nice car, Russ. Thanks for showing it off. Hi to you too. More guys hanging out and enjoying the show. It's good to see you. A whole lot of smiles and waves at this show. Car guys love to get together. What a great family picture. Beautiful. Thanks, guys. Much appreciated. There is Andy's DeSoto with a 400 Chevy engine in it. And there's Gino's fabulous 55. Thanks, Gino, for all the good work that you do. And Ray was here with his 54 Packard Patrician. A rare car, not many of these are left. Here's Vince's hot rod. He put a lot of hand work into this car. He did a great job. Now a whole bunch of cars that are common at our cruise nights. I won't go into names here. You'll know who they are. That's Pete's Pontiac. His dad had one just like it, but Pete's is a lot more powerful. Now, across the street for a look at even more cars. There's a nice-looking 59 Plymouth. Not many of these around. Rick was here with his pickup. And so was Joe with his 54 Ford. It took him about 14 years to restore, and he's had it on the road for about a year. It's running a 350 engine. Nice touch with the taillights and box in back. Good work, Joe. There's Wayne and Jim, a couple of good old boys hanging out, having fun. Hi to you too, Rick. There's Bo's heavy hauling custom 55 Chevy. Bo tells us he found it in Amherstburg about 6 years ago, and it took 3 years to build. The 6-cylinder Blue Flame engine was pulled out, and Bo installed a whopping $496. Here's a look at the interior. I'm a guy who likes stories. I hope you are too, because here's Bo's story.
Well, this is originally a Coker Tire service truck, and so we brought it to Coker when we got it finished. They enjoyed seeing it, left me an offer to buy it, and I just loved the truck.
And you kept it.
I did keep it, yes. It came back with me.
That's Bo's 55 Chevy. Wife Tammy's story is even more amazing. This is her 1974 Dodge Barn Find, and here's why car show connections are so important.
Through somebody that we met at another car show, told us about it, and so we called the gentleman up and said, yeah, this is for sale, and within a week we had it.
This car had been sitting in a barn untouched for 30 years. I asked what was needed to get it on the road.
Very little. A couple gas tank change and starter and master cylinder. That was it. It runs good. It's got a 360 in it and ran right away. He just put some gas in the carburetor and started right up.
The interior is not bad for sitting 30 years in a barn. Is Tammy a car gal?
I love my cars.
We'll take that as a yes. Let's move on to Mike's 1964 GTO. 3 deuces, and a 4-speed, and a 389. Remember that song? We have designer Virgil Exner to thank for this car because GM didn't want any part of it. That is, until they saw the sales figures. This is a car Mike always wanted. He says he's been looking for this for 40 years. It met all his conditions to buy.
Because it was a GTO and it was a tri-power and it was white.
And what happens when you step it down?
Too much sideways. Can get scary.
Yeah.
She goes, gets a little crazy on you sometimes.
There may be something to the comparison of old age and old cars.
I was getting old and it was time to spend some money.
How about this great-looking T-Bucket just cruising in? It's powered by a Ford 302 engine, and yes, it really moves. Say hi to the owner. We talked about his early days with cars.
In the early days, I had a 56 Ford, 2-door sedan. We used to go drag racing on the town line.
He's at least in his upper 70s, and he tells me he loves to step on the gas whenever the road is clear.
Yes, and I like to spin the tires.
You let her go once in a while.
Yes, I do.
Now, another great car, Derek's 55 Chevy Nomad. What a car this is. You can search the entire county, and it'll be hard to find a Nomad of this quality. A lot of work has gone into this car.
I bought it in '84, dragged it home, and took it all apart. We did all the work ourselves except the paint, and put it on the road again in '92. So I've had it 37 years.
Well, that's a lot of video. Time to say so long from the Kingsville Migration Festival Car Show.
We love classic cars!
I hope you enjoyed. Thank you for joining me. We'll see you next time with more stories and more cars.